economic calendar. All right. So, mission statement. Mission here is to create the greatest group of professional traders compiled in the world. We work tirelessly every day to improve our individual selves and push each other to get the most out of one another. With each individual's personal accountability, 100% effort, and consistent actions towards focusing on our controllables, we will each reach our full potential individually and as a family. I, Stefanos, pledge to be the best version of myself today, to do whatever it takes to be the greatest trader that I can be, and to be the most self-disciplined person that I know. I will do the things I have to do today, regardless of how I feel, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, and 1 minute at a time. Every minute counts. I will control what I can control and not worry about anything else. Reminders: we do not overtrade. We do not over-risk. You don't need to catch a trade today if you don't see anything. 1 to 2 trade ideas per day, 3 if you see that perfect setup. Capital preservation over capital appreciation, aka risk management, is number 1. Keep your trading plan in front of you and read it before every single session. Make smart decisions. We are system oriented, not how much money can I make on this one given trade. Have a sense of urgency today when it comes to your daily musts and all the tasks that you need to do today and the things that you can control. And then finally, and most importantly, eliminate excuses and any victim mindset. Full accountability for your actions. You are here today because of your decisions. All right. So looking at the economic calendar here, again, CPI came out for Great Britain lower than expected, which is actually pretty good. Obviously, the pound right now has been correcting a little bit, but at the same time, you're looking at lower inflation, which is good for the economy, which means that the rate hikes are actually working, right? Which means that the Bank of England may be going more towards a dovish stance instead of such a hawkish stance. But I don't think that's going to happen, but that's kind of how the market is reacting to that right now. All right, so that is what we have for this morning. We have core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, and retail sales coming out today for the U.S. So that's what we'll be focusing on this morning, coming out in about an hour and a half. So that'll be exciting. You got Lagarde speaking today out of the ECB. You have a couple yellow folder events for the U.S., but not too big of a deal. You do have trade balance coming out tonight for Japan, so we'll see if that ends up affecting GJ or any of our yen pairs, but I doubt it. So let's take a look at the pairs over here. We'll start with the VIX. Start with GJ over here. Ended up erasing a lot of the stuff over here and getting right back to that monthly chart, blank chart. So anyway, we ended up reaching these yearly highs up here, 172, right? And we ended up retracing, correcting a lot of that move, coming right back down below the previous resistance, and then eventually right back down below. Let me move you guys right back down below 162 over here, that previous support that we ended up holding right above 156. So we'll mark off 156, which we're now holding as support right now, right? But we did have this previous support over here, which we're going to end up adjusting as we go down. But we end up, here we go. We end up coming right up here, 172. We're tracing all the way back down to this previous resistance, obviously key area, holding this support with this bullish candle. Candle comes down, creates the bottom wick, flips bullish, passes the high of the previous candle over here. But right now, as you guys are starting to see, we're starting to retrace a little bit, right? We're not as bullish as we were yesterday. We're getting that correction, and we're now below that level that we were looking for to break yesterday. But looking at the weekly right now, as you can see, we're right at that resistance that we've been rejecting multiple times over here. Now, obviously, the main area you could say is like somewhere right here, as you can see to the left over here. Price bouncing off that area multiple times. But when it comes to the most recent support resistance, we're just going to keep that right there because that's all that matters for right now. Just going to move this down just a tad, get that support. And right now, we're just sitting in this higher time frame range. That weekly candle yesterday and the day before really just started off bullish and pushed all the way into 162.200, somewhere around that area, well through that 800 level. But now we're starting to retrace. Every single time we tap into this area, you get multiple rejections of that level. So it's strong, and it needs strong fundamentals to push it through that area. Yeah, as you can see, that's kind of your resistance right there. You got that wick over there to the left. You could just leave it right there. Right now, this candle barely created a top wick. This one as well. It just closed right at that area. And right now, we're just like pushing down every single time we tap into that area. We get that bearish movement, right? So can we get the same exact thing right now? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't come down too far. Maybe it just comes down into this area and then continues up, because we have been creating higher lows here, right? So let's see if maybe we come down anywhere into this area and then bounce up from there, to create a new high and mirror the move to the left over here. So looking at the 4 hour, all right, 4 hour, you're getting very similar price action to what we got over here to the left, over here, right? Price is now breaking, got a nice bearish candle close. We now close below kind of this level right here. Let's say like this support. You got like a nice strong bearish candle close right there, right? Now, what do we talk about when it comes to taking any kind of sells, right? We're looking for some kind of a retest right here before taking this down. Now, this is the 4 hour time frame, so we'll see what we end up getting on the lower time frames. But right now, since we did break this level, we're looking, first of all, for that area to hold that resistance. But you have a clean move to the left over here, coming right down into this area. Yeah, let's draw right there. Right, clean candles coming into that area. Now you got a previous resistance right here that price could eventually bounce off of, and that's kind of why we're getting that bounce to the left on the lower time frames. But we'll see what we have over here in the lower time frames. We're just gonna readjust this. Yeah, I'd say safe sells anywhere below that area. But right now we're starting to see some exhaustion where you have this candle closing below that area with no bottom wick. This candle tapped into there, ended up flipping bearish and closing with no bottom wick as well. So it looks like maybe we want to retest this area, hold the resistance, and then maybe we could take this thing down. And I think I want to see this area get cleared, and then we could take this thing down. Let's just measure our range. Got about 95 pips there. And then if you take it from down here, you still got plenty. You got 71. All right, so I'm gonna go back up to the higher time frames for a second too, just to see what's going on. Yeah, it's a little tricky to diagnose where we're gonna end up going with this, because these candles are so like bunched up, as you see. Like we're not getting that clean candles, clean moves like this right here. Right, it's kind of just like bunching up with no bottom wicks. You're trying to figure out where price is going to go from there. But right now, I just want to see this area kind of hold that resistance. But if we go back up to the higher time frames again, yeah, the daily, I mean, the daily could be just kind of correcting, coming down over here and then continuing back up, right? It's barely got that top wick. The previous 2 days were extremely bullish over here, right? And this could just be the reaction to the news this morning. So this could just be retracing, correcting for a second, coming down into this area, trapping a lot of the people that were taking buys up here, right? And now you hold that support and then continue right back up. Looking at the 4 hour one more time.
Yeah. Steph, on the daily, I think we closed above 162 psychological level.
We closed above that
Kind of,
area, but as you can see that wick right there.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you go down to the 4 hour, you're starting to see, like, you can really draw this right here if you wanted to. And then what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, like a fake out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fake out.
I don't know if I would consider that a legit fake out right now, just because you have that wick to the left, right? And we really rejected that wick perfectly right up here. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't like play this as a fake out, I don't think. But based on what we're seeing right now, I mean, you're getting the bearish candles. You're getting the heavy bearish candles right over here, right? Strong bearish candle, another strong bearish candle with a wick to fill. We ended up filling the wick, but barely with the top wick over here on this candle. So if you look at the 1 hour, if we're able to, start to curve over here and hold that resistance, and you're getting another bearish candle close with a wick to fill, I could see us then taking this thing down. But until then, we got to make sure that this area holds that support or resistance before taking the counter trend trade. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have to draw any trend lines. Let's just see if we can hold that resistance right there. The 15-minute. We are creating lower highs, right? Which is good, right? But every single time we create those lower highs, you're getting a quick impulsive move and a quick retracement, right? So that tells me that we would want to set a wider stop loss if we're going to take these sells over here. If we start to hold that resistance and continue down, I'd probably want a wider stop loss, but we do have this clean move to the left over here, which is good. Maybe get a little bounce off this area, but I mean, I could see us coming back down to 160, 600, 200. Make sense?
Yeah.
You see anything else, Sergio?
No, I was just looking.
Yeah, it's this whole area. I mean, you could really kind of like just draw it like that if you wanted to. So we'll see if this whole thing ends up holding that resistance, but we don't have to do that right now. Let's say maybe like kind of holding right in here, right? Previous support over here as well. Price just keeps bouncing off that area, and now we're holding that resistance right in there. But we got to see if we're going to actually hold. We might just have to readjust this some of these zones over here as we go through time, and as New York starts to open and stuff like that. We'll see what starts to set up for us. But looking at gold, take a look at our higher time frames over here. Monthly still looks pretty similar, right? We're sitting right around 1835 actually, right? We contracted even more, corrected even more, coming down to 1830. I'm telling you, that's our spot over there that we've reacted to many different times in the last 2 years, right? So we're now sitting right at that area. Are we going to continue to correct over here and get a similar move to what we got back in 2022 with the rate hike cycle? Right? Is that going to end up happening right over here and continue down? I personally don't think so, but we trade what we see, now what we think. So looking at the weekly, what did we say last week when we got this candle close? You guys remember?
Yeah.
We've been studying this setup for a couple weeks now. Actually, I would say a month or two now, where we create that top wick, followed by, following a very weak bullish candle or maybe a small bearish candle. This candle passes the high, rejects this critical area, flips bearish, closes a strong bearish candle right there with barely a bottom wick. Then you get this doji candle, but then you get this current candle in the current week, creating that top wick, passing the low. This is what we said would happen, right? Looking at the daily now, you're starting to see those lower highs being formed. We ended up rejecting this area up here, that previous resistance, breaking below our previous support somewhere right in here, kept respecting it. Then we ended up closing below. This doji candle ends up closing below, closing bullish, but a weak bullish and closing below that level as well. Previous support, and resistance to the left. Now this candle respects the high of that candle, flips bearish, and continues right back down to 1830. Aziz, what were we talking about with gold yesterday? That it would tap into 1830?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't happen right away, but it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, but me, I close my position. I take my.
That's fine. That's good. That was your plan. You stuck to your plan for your trade, right?
Okay.
And that was it.
Yeah.
You don't always have to catch the full move. But next time, this is why you journal your trades and make sure that you're trying to see where you can be holding a small runner to gain confidence. So anyway, now we're starting to approach 1830, right? You got strong bearish candles continuing down into that area. But last time we were in this area, we ended up bouncing and getting a nice bounce over here. But we're in a different environment right now. We're in more of a corrective phase right now. So we could easily break through that level and continue down. I would say right over here so far is our next target. Got a fairly clean move coming down right into that support and previous resistance right there. So if we close below 1830, you know that that's where we could possibly be headed. But I would expect maybe some kind of a pullback over here, maybe coming into this area before continuing right back down. And maybe, just maybe, the New York volume will give us this pullback, and then we could continue right back down later on. But keep in mind, we do have retail sales coming out. We're probably going to end up consolidating until then. Yeah, I should just move that right there. We do have some kind of a support right here that we're kind of bouncing off of. We got to see if that would be worth trading in right here, because you do have a clean move. It's like small. Actually, no, that's about 60 pips, right? So once you do break this support that we're kind of bouncing off right now, you do have 60 pips in here with a clean move that you could ride this down with, right? So looking at gold now, though, gold is looking to possibly correct part of this move, right? If you look at the 30-minute, okay, 30-minute over here, I could see possibly price coming back up anywhere into this area, anywhere into here, hold that resistance, and then possibly continue right back down. Now, maybe it ends up being choppy like this price action, right? Where we keep pulling back, where it looks like you're going to continue down here, but no, we pull back even harder and then continue down. So you could get a lot of those kind of fake outs over here to continue right back up. Now, this is a big enough range to take counter trend buys in, right? And if you get that close above this area, what do we talk about when it comes to calling tops and bottoms? Anybody remember? Hope you do. Anyone remember what you're looking for?
Which target?
The retest.
The retest. There you go. So you're looking for, Aziz, you're looking for price to close above that area and at least get a bottom wick rejection before taking this up, because you're trading against the trend here.
Yeah.
The immediate trend, the weekly trend, the daily trend, everything you're trading against right now. If you're going to try to call bottoms over here, got to make sure that you hold support at that previous resistance. You got to make sure we break above that area and continue right back up and actually hold the support. Everything has to do with this level right here, because you can easily get a fake out, breaking and closing above that area. Then we close right back in here and then continue right back down.
Yeah.
You don't want to be on the wrong side of that. It's just not worth it. So wait for that support to be held and then ride this thing up, because you got more than 100 pips right here. Got 103 coming up into that area. And then understanding the limitation of your trade, you're closing either 90% of this or the whole thing right here. Riding this thing up to here, 90%, full trade, whatever, and then wait for that resistance to form and then possibly take this thing down as well. But you got to wait to see your confirmations and wait for your, the proper things that you're looking for. All right. So right now, what I do like are these two candles right here, holding support, and then this candle strong. Excuse me. Creating a nice bottom wick, respecting the low of the previous, and then passing the high of that candle right there. Now starting to break into this area, but you've seen how many times we've rejected this area too, right? So you need that close above. All right, looking at US 30 now. US 30 is making a little rally, holding support. Again, we got our all-time highs marked off, 37,000. You have 29,000 marked off, being that it was the previous COVID highs over here. came down to retest them in October, and then rallied all the way up with a more dovish Fed, continuing back up into 35,000. Right now, we're still holding that resistance around 35,000, and we're also holding a support around 33,000 right in here. Right, and price is just kind of ranging in this area for multiple different times over here, many weeks. Look at that. We've been in there for a couple months now. So we're just going to adjust that. We know that we're rejecting that 35,000 area, somewhere in this area right here. But at the same time, we have this level that we got to keep marking off, right? And the weekly, to be honest with you, really doesn't look different than what we saw yesterday, right? Creating these higher lows, but still rejecting this resistance. We got these weak, that doji bearish candle and then the doji bullish candle right there, where we're starting to, obviously we're rejecting this area, but we're starting to turn the corner over here, where now this candle is kind of creating a higher low. Now this candle is creating a higher low and a higher high, breaking through up into this area, but it looks like we've retraced a little bit, right? This candle has pushed into this area and then retraced, right? So are we going to reject, flip again, and continue back down? Or are we just retracing and then we're going to continue back up later in the week, or, close like that, and the next weekly candle gives us like some kind of like if we close right there, it gives us a bottom wick, flips bullish, and continues up, holding that bullish trend, right? So looking at the daily now. Looking at the daily, I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, right? That's your range. And then right over here, price has been rejecting this area multiple times, right? You got a little fake out right there where we held the resistance. Then you got the resistance right here, and now we just got that bearish daily close yesterday, right? We tapped into this area and then flipped bearish. Now, technically, you could draw that like that, right? I just don't like drawing it like so thick like that. So we'll draw it like that, and then we'll see what ends up happening above that level, because we keep rejecting it. So, because like if you get that close right here, this is what I'm talking about here. If you get a close right here, forget my artwork, on the daily, right, you know that price could push through this area right here, because we haven't closed above that area since then, right? You keep rejecting it in the past over here, right? So if you get a daily close right there, you don't really have to worry about this area too much. You will in the lower time frames, but if you get a daily close right there, you know that the lower time frames could be forming that support right in this area and then continue right back up. Someone in the chat. What's up, buddy? We got Dylan in here. Awesome. Get the 4 hour. Now the 4 hours kind of been holding like if you look over here, we're not married to trend lines, but sometimes it makes sense to keep them on there. We've been respecting this bullish trend over here, tapping into it multiple times, right? Keeping these higher lows, right? Where we keep tapping into that area and still rejecting that resistance up there, but we keep creating these higher lows over here, right? So now the only reason why we put that there is because now we know that we have safe sells on the higher time frames over here below here. Now that doesn't mean you can't take sells in here, because you do have a support right there that if price breaks below, you might be able to take high risk, high reward sells right there. But these are going to be your safe sells. All right, so now looking at the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour again rejected that area, held that resistance over there, right? And then over here, now you're starting to see that next target. If we do break and close above 34,400, you do have this range right over here you might be able to trade in. But again, we're respecting the bullish trend over here. You've been putting these higher lows, right? And right now you're starting to see more higher lows being formed. Got this whole support right over here. If you look to the left, this is that previous support and resistance, right? You do have like a higher low right over here. We don't really have to worry about that right now, but you're more so looking at your more recent support and resistance right here, right? Where price ends up holding this support again. You get the same exact bounce that you've been getting from this area, right? And now what we're getting over here is now another higher low. And it's starting to look a little bit like this price action right there, right here. So right now, so far, the 4-hour looks nice to possibly trade this range. This is what we talk about, where you do have ranges that you could trade inside of. They just need to have clean moves to the left, and the range obviously has to be big enough. And it's got to be kind of trending in a way. Kind of like this, right? Where we're creating these higher lows. Looking at the 1 hour. The 1 hour is looking nice over here, where we're holding that previous support to the left and resistance, right? Keep rejecting that area multiple times. And now you have this clean move to the left as price is creating a higher low and continuing up. Now we have an hour before retail sales come out, and that's probably what US 30 here is waiting for after the data that came out yesterday. We're kind of just sitting in this area. Now, do we have enough strength to hold the support and continue to drive up before that news comes out? Just remember, you guys have 2 opportunities to take a trade. So do you want to use that opportunity on a move before retail sales come out? See, we're kind of ranging in there, holding the support. What I do like, though, is that bullish candle close, rejecting this area, right? This bullish candle close, closing above that resistance, creating a new high, rejecting this resistance right here. And then we come down, consolidate in this area, and then you get this higher low with a strong candle close with a wick to fill. Right, so I like that a lot. I think with a strong stop loss below this 30-minute candle, this might be successful to continue up. And it might be a trade that you could take before retail sales comes out. Now, the previous 15-minute candle did close bearish, but with barely a bottom wick. See the 4-hour again. Yeah, 4-hour looks good. We continue up here. Daily over here right now is flipping as well, right? Looking at the 1 hour. Is anyone else looking at this? I don't even know if anyone else trades US 30 in here besides Jamie. Jamie's not here right now. Looking at the 30-minute. 30 minutes nice. I think if you were to put your stop loss below that 30-minute right there, right, this might be safe to take this thing up. Got about 125 pips. Now, being that the 15-minute candle did close bearish like that, I'm thinking this one right here, if you studied the anatomy of the candles, this one right now, that's a strong bearish close. This one could be creating that top wick and flipping bearish to continue back down to this area, which I would like even better. I'd rather see a support form right here and then take this up from there.
Hi.
What's up, Aziz?
The timing to put this trade, because you have after 1 hour you have news. Don't
Yes,
have
exactly.
time to because the news you don't know what happened.
Yes, sir. That's what I just said. So we're waiting for retail sales to come out probably before taking this. But I do like this formation, and I do think this can continue up. I would just maybe want to see us hold support here before taking that out. But I do think a safe stop loss right here is going to be able to hold for you to continue back up. But I just don't want to see you guys get whipsawed, and then all of a sudden price just continues in your direction after that that news comes out or data comes out. So we'll see. We'll stick with GJ and gold here. So GJ, as you guys can see, we're starting to hold that resistance here, right? We're back up into that area. But I think right here, this is where you're going to want to wait for like a close below that area right there. Unless it really depends on what kind of 30-minute candle you get right here. If you get a strong 30-minute candle close, maybe just rejecting that area, but it has a wick to fill. Next one creates a top wick, passes the low through this area. You get the clean move to the left that you could place your stop loss up here and watch that thing drop. All right, 15-minute is now creating a lower high and a lower low. So that's what we're gonna get. What we're gonna wait for. 30-minute. Let me see the 1 hour. Yeah, so the 1 hour tapped into that area right now, and so far again it's rejecting multiple times on the lower time frames. So that I think is our key level. As you guys see, I'm sure you guys can all agree, this is very difficult to kind of break down because you have this previous resistance right here, which typically is where we would be marking off our zone, right? But you got that price action that broke through it. You have this wick that came down into that area, and the fact that we just closed all the way down here, right? And we got to be able to honor this area because we keep holding that resistance on the lower time frames right here, and you got that support right there. So very difficult to break this down and understand what levels it actually wants to respect. But right now, all you could see right now is the fact that we are creating these lower highs, right? And we're just going to play that on the way down today if we can. Something though tells me about this price action right here that it wants to pull back like even more. It wants to come into this area and then continue back down. But we'll see. Hopefully we can hold that resistance. You see what I'm talking about here? How we're holding this support? Starting to get like a little exhausted.
Hey, good morning, Steph.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Good, man. You been working?
Yeah, I just got out. Honestly, I stayed a couple minutes late.
Oh, nice. Awesome. How's the week been going so far?
Oh, the week's been good.
Yeah.
I just haven't had my eyes on the charts too much, or as
Okay.
much as I would like to.
Got a little too much going on with work.
Yep, but right now things are slowing down for the rest of the week, so that's good.
Here you go. Able to focus on your business.
Exactly.
So over here, the 15-minute candle did just close bearish. I'm probably just going to readjust this right there. And that's that level that we want to close above here on the 30-minute. And keeping your resistance up here and not on the candle bodies makes it safer for you for like knowing like, okay, if I get that bullish close and it's up here and I actually get a close right there, you know you're safe to get that bottom wick and then price continues right back up. Right? You could place your stop loss below that candle. Enter as soon as you pass the high. But I think taking the bullish candle close and then the bearish candle close and then another bullish candle closing in your direction, the classic retest, I think that's even better for you. Because even getting that close above, that's more like a breakout. And you're only looking for pretty much 1-to-1 over here before price starts to retrace, retest, and then continue back up. See US 30. See US 30.
Stefanos, I have a question for gold.
For gold?
Hello. For gold, what time frame you put decision you? Because I don't know what time. I use 5 minutes, between 5 and 15 minutes.
It's 15, you
I
said?
thought, yeah, between 5 and 15. No, 1
Okay,
minute.
so
1 minute, I'm no risk, no stress for that. But I like to know what time frame you use.
yeah, so the lowest that you can go that this time frame is still strong is the 30-minute.
Okay.
Right? So the 30-minute is the strongest confirmation that I think that you can wait for a candle to close above or below. That's the lowest. Right? Once you start getting into 15, those time frames get a little bit weaker. And then the 5 and the 1, we don't even have to talk about that. And again, there's times that you can execute on the 5 and 1 minute, but it's based on the higher time frame setup. And that is right after news. That's right after retail sales. Like we may end up taking the trade on the 5 or the 1 minute today after retail sales come out. Right. But right now, what we're going to do is focus on the 30-minute, wait for the 30 minutes to close. Because you guys will see, this is another benefit of journaling. You'll see that if you're analyzing a lot of your losses in the market, a lot of them will come from the 15-minute instead of executing on the 30-minute. But you'll also see me execute based on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. I like when a lot of my time frames line up. That's why I always tell you guys, like, before you enter a trade, toggle through the time frames. Okay, daily lines out, 4 hour lines out, 1 hour lines out, 30-minute setups beautiful. Let's go. Make sense?
Steph,
What's up, man?
could you have a look at EJ for me?
EJ, sure, absolutely.
I'm currently in the EJ buy, and it's just flipped.
Okay.
But well, I've got my 10 pips anyway. I closed a bit out.
Oh, nice. You just took it?
Yeah, but app ain't letting me close it. Don't know. I need to fix my app 1 minute.
Sure. I haven't broken this down in a while. Getting a nice higher low formed here on the daily. Wow, this actually looks nice.
So yeah, that's where I got in. I got in at 142.984.
What time frame based on?
So to be fair, I started messing around quite a bit, but I actually got in early on the 30-minute, the first bullish close.
First bullish close. Okay. On the 30-minute.
Yeah, but then I
Okay.
I managed it, and then I got in again at a later time.
Okay. So we had a major level here on the monthly where price was holding a support here, resistance, rejected multiple times over here in this area, and then now holding a support. And now what we did was we just grabbed liquidity right in that area and flip bullish, close bullish. This current candle is creating that bottom wick, passing the high of the previous candle over here, and we'll probably retest the high up here. Right, so the daily right now is lining up for you for buys. Or the monthly. I think I just said monthly. All right, so now the weekly is getting really choppy in here. And right now we get to see that we have a level right here that price likes to reject, right? Over here and over here. And right now you ended up just getting last week that bearish candle coming up into that area and then flipping bearish and closing bearish. That was that short-term strength in the Japanese yen that occurred last week, right? So now we're creating a higher low over here. We're starting to continue up. This candle doesn't have a bottom wick passing the high of that candle. Right now it's really really bullish. So now if we look at the daily over here, yeah, it gets a little choppy here. What I'm going to do is just mark off our more recent resistance right here, where we keep rejecting right there, and right there. That's most important right now. So now we're looking for that close above. And we kind of got it with the current price action here, right? Got that bullish candle close, almost like a bullish big belt right over here that you'll read about in Naked Forex, great book. But anyway, this candle closes very strongly. Bottom wick forms past the high of the previous candle and closes a strong bullish candle kind of above that resistance, right? Now this current candle on the daily, creating that bottom wick, passing the high of that candle with a fairly clean move to the left. But again, we're coming into a higher time frame area that price keeps rejecting. See the yeah, we don't have to worry about that right now because you do have this clean candle right there. This area right here. Just gonna bring that down a little bit. Yeah, right now what you see is the higher lows being formed. And you ended up getting a strong close above your resistance right there. Right? Higher low, right back into the range where we rejected. And now we get that higher low. Beautiful setup right there to retest the high and continue through. And now you got this clean move coming all the way into this area. Right? Clean candles right there. Looking at the 1 hour. Now you're starting to see that support being formed. What the fuck is the there we go. That's a beautiful support right there. You're seeing all this bullish price action from yesterday. Price is respecting that. Again, clean move to the left. I mean, maybe at this point, I think right there, that previous support right over here, right? Price could end up tapping into that area. Maybe rejecting and getting like a legit pullback here on the daily or something like that. and then price holds on to the support and continues up. Looking at the 30-minute, yeah, man, this is nice. This candle right here. Now the only problem is that your high right here, I mean, you could mark off those wicks, but the candle body high over there, from if you took a trade after or took a buy after that candle closed, you only have 10 pips in there, 11 pips. And that's not that much if you're targeting 10 to 11 pips on a pair like EJ, right? Like you're typically looking for a range of, I'd say, at least like 20, 15, 20, maybe, if you want to take that. But typically like 25. Like if I'm looking at GJ, I'm looking for a 25 pip range, right? Gold 35 to 50. But with this only being 10 pips, I mean, it's a little tricky just because of spread and all that stuff. But I think this could have been a nice trade right here.
So yeah, so a lot of my analysis was similar to what you kind of said. Obviously, a few things I didn't look at in terms of the higher stuff.
Okay.
But that bit, the last bit you marked out, the 143, that was kind of, I kind of felt it would go to that area. So obviously, I closed my partials there because previously it sort of flipped back down, and now I just left a small runner. So
nice. So your entry you said was 143?
my entry is 142.984.
0.984. Okay. And it was taken based on the 30-minute.
Yeah, but I entered really early. But because it's been messing around, I felt it was going to push. But I managed it. So that was my second entry. I managed the first one. Like a 2-pip loss because it went up and come back down. And then I got in again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the 15 is a little messy, but you don't even really have to look at the 15-minute to take this trade because you got a strong 30-minute candle close right there. And this is where, like, this is a little bit more advanced, but when it comes to dynamic risk, if you guys want to learn how to use dynamic risk, it's you guys enter, you wait for candles to close, right? So you got that candle closing in your direction with a wick to fill, and you enter as this candle is creating its bottom wick, right? Maybe you can enter 1/2 position after that candle closed and another one with your stop loss below it while this candle is creating that bottom wick and as it slowly starts to flip bullish. Like as this candle, it's got a bottom wick, it starts to, how do I draw this? Oh. Right here. I guess I can, how do I do this? Confused. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm an idiot. So like it's creating that wick, right? And then as it's starting to come up, like you see it like pushing down multiple times, pushing down, and then all of a sudden you start to see this thing starting to flip over here, right? Slowly starts to retrace, then all of a sudden it flips bullish and continues up, right? So that's where you could start to enter a buy as that candle's starting to flip, and then you can enter another one as it starts to break its own high, right? As it actually flips, right? So that could be a hint for you guys as you guys are taking buys, and not only that, but you're splitting up risk. So like you enter, it's kind of a tighter range over here, but after that candle closes right here, you can enter 1/4 position, right? And then as this candle is creating its bottom wick, starting to flip, enter another 1/4 position. As it flips bullish, you enter another 1/2, right? So now you're in total 1% in a tight range like this, if that's what you wanted to do. If you wanted to split it between 2%, then you're doing 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.5%, and then another one as it flips. Make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a nice support, nice setup. Everything is great other than the range.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put that right there. Yeah, now you're starting to sound a little bit more like you're from UK. I think Quentin was saying you sounded Australian.
Maybe if I got a bit of a cold.
Maybe. How's Portugal?
Yeah, weather's quite nice today.
Oh yeah. And where
Yeah,
in
just
Portugal
chill.
are you?
Central,
Central.
in a place called Cavia. I think
Okay.
that's how you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. You go to Spain at all?
Well, my partner, she's basically she grew up in Spain, so
Oh wow.
yeah, a couple times a year, 2-3 times,
Nice, man.
but not like the mountain part of Spain, not the beach side.
Okay. Since everything's consolidating and we're waiting for retail sales, we'll take a look at where you are. We always do this. So Portugal, the border is right here. And this is where you are?
No, so to the right, the next one.
Cavia?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow. A lot of mountains there.
Uh, yeah, it's like concrete jungle. Yeah,
Wow. Well, concrete jungle, that's like a city.
yeah, but it's hard to explain what I mean.
I like the tan roof look.
I think the idea of that is because it gets hot, but I don't think it gets that hot here.
It's crazy. In Cyprus, they have water tanks on top of these buildings, and then the sun just heats up the water tank, and that's kind of how they get warm water. Yeah, I've never been to Spain. That's a great song.
Spain's good. Barcelona, I recommend highly.
How about Madrid?
I've never been to Madrid, but I'm
No.
only this place only 4 hours from Madrid by bus.
Oh wow, is it?
Yeah,
It's a big country. Dude, I mean, Spain like ruled the world for a little bit. 1500s.
mm-hmm.
There's the
Yeah,
Strait of Gibraltar.
Spain's a good place.
Yeah.
Stefanos, I have a question.
What's up, buddy?
I like to make a back testing for the news like yesterday because the core retail say the movement is no same yesterday. I like to know what happened for the past, like in 18 January, 15 December.
Oh
What
yeah.
say?
You want to backtest it? We could
Yeah,
definitely do that.
I see it.
Okay, let's see. Core retail sales. So looking at January 18th, it came out worse than expected. Same thing with December, which was kind of a surprise over here due to, you had holiday spending and all that stuff, but you did have positive November and October over here. So if we look at January, we go back to January core retail sales, negative 1.1%. It was also PPI was also down as well, came out at the same time, and then core PPI. Oh no, it's PPI, but retail sales over here negative 1.1%. So we go back to gold, and now you guys can also do this on your own as well before the session, just to read back test and understand what was going on. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So 8:30 right over here on Wednesday didn't do much. Like you didn't have that big of a whipsaw or anything like that. We were pushing up, right? Holding support over here, previous support to the left, pushing up, right? And then all of a sudden, once retail sales came out, we got a nice bullish push up right over here at 8:30, right? Grab liquidity with that wick and then pass the high, close bullish. But then we started to turn around over here and we got a complete correction of that bullish move, right? So we got a complete correction of that bullish move before there, which I think maybe that was priced in. The bad retail sales may have been priced in, but let's look at let's see. December 15th. So it came out negative 0.2%. December 15th. Barely got anything. We were kind of like consolidating the whole day over here. So that came out at 8:30. Right over here. We got a nice little bounce over here, but we kind of consolidated. So not much to catch over here. That's not like a pair I would want to be trading on a day like that after that kind of news came out. But if we keep going back, let's keep looking at what we got so we have a good idea. So we have good retail sales over here. November 16th coming out. So November 16th. Look at that. Barely anything as well. But it was a similar move where London was bullish. We kind of consolidated. And then retail sales came out and we kind of corrected the London move over here. Charlie will be right back. Let's keep going back. So the last three really, you didn't have much of a move to trade over here. October 14th. This time we were all the way down here. Okay, so again, you got a little push before the news came out, or was this at the news? Okay, so at the news, we were kind of bearish over here, right? Having these bearish impulsive moves, holding a resistance up here, and then all of a sudden you get this pullback, right? With the news coming out, then we corrected the entire thing. So that's 3 times in a row we've seen like retail sales come out, and then price kind of corrects the entire move from either London or the news. Right, so now if we go back to, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Rid of that. There we go. So if we're extremely bearish right over here, can we expect maybe a fake out over here? Price comes up, and then if we fake out, we know we could probably take something coming down. But this kind of looks like the December data. Or was that November? I think December we were ranging. Yeah, December we had very similar price action over here. You got the nice bearish move, price consolidated. We fake the level out, we come back into the range, and then we just consolidate over here for the rest of the day, into the next day as well. Right? You didn't get a move until maybe 9 o'clock the next day, and even that's like not that nice. Aziz, does that help?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is, if you're not understanding like the data points when they come out and what price does to them, go back on the calendar over here. This is what I have as well. If you go back into these dates, you can go back and look at, this is the move that I would have taken, right? And then you can go into Trello. If you go into Trello, this is like last year's, and I have a news column here. So if you have a news column over here, you can start to journal a lot of the news data that came out, right? Let me see if I have any retail sales here. I don't think I've gotten much of a retail sales move last year either. Employment, no. So a lot of CPI, ADP, unemployment, NFP, FOMC, a lot of those kind of news events are probably the best to trade. CPI as well. But retail sales, it looks like, I mean, the last couple of months, we haven't gotten much of a move. But what you can do is open up a new card, like if you're on news, right? And then go to retail sales or type in retail sales. Now I have individual cards over here for each, trade that I would be taking. But if you just make a card for retail sales, go back into like December over here and say we had a move, you can start mapping it out. Like, okay, this is a trade I would have taken. I wouldn't take this trade at all, but this is a trade I would have taken. I would have entered right here. Maybe you have a couple screenshots, but you put all your screenshots right in here. Right? And then it's like December 15th. And then write out a whole like paragraph of what happened on that one. And then you could take another description section on what is that? November 16th. You could create another card of, let's say that this was November 16th. And then basically whatever you did. Make sense?
Yeah.
So now you have this whole database that you could go back to for that retail sales and start to journal it. And these are all the trades you would have taken. But we really haven't gotten much of retail sales moves in the past. I would say 5-6 months. Why do I keep doing that? So I can see it's continuing to consolidate over here. All good, Dylan. All right, we got time for maybe 2 breakdowns. Who wants to break down the chart for us? Yesterday, you guys were sleeping with that. What's up, Carlos? Sergio, you do you want to break something down?
Steph, I was gonna ask you, remember when we had our one-to-one yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, you said you entered a gold trade. I just want to know how you managed it.
Sure. Yeah, I actually have it journaled. So, great question. Oh, you know what? I think I was breaking it down during the what is that? Different workspace. That's 2021. What's it called? I think I broke it down during the back testing. Here we go. Here we go. So 23 pip loss on gold over here. And what happened was the previous candle didn't really have that bottom wick that we wanted. So we ended up grabbing liquidity on the current daily candle, right? Passing the low of the previous candle over here. Clean move to the left. Now, I didn't take this based on the 4-hour, but the 4-hour grabbed liquidity up here, closed the doji. Next candle respected its high and broke the low of that support right there. Now, also, bearish candle close, lower high formed, strong bearish close as well. And then this candle created its top wick and broke the low of the previous candle here on the 1-hour. But now looking at the 30-minute here, what we ended up getting was that strong bearish candle close, and then this close, like right below our support right over here. Right? This candle closed right below it. Now, it barely had a bottom wick, which is something that maybe I should have stayed away from. But I liked how this candle created its top wick first up in this area, flipped bearish past the low of the previous candle in the first couple minutes, and then started pushing. It pushed all the way down here, right? But then ended up flipping bullish over here. And what I did was, instead of managing risk right there, right where it flipped bullish right there, coming back to my entry, what I wanted to do was give it a chance to hold resistance right here. Right. And again, you enter every single trade fully okay with your stop loss getting hit. But the game is to lose much less than what your stop loss would have been. Right. That's what you're trying to do as a trader when it comes to managing risk. But right over here, instead of like closing half or anything right here, I thought that we could probably hold a resistance right here and then continue back down. Right. So what I did was give it some time. Right, that candle, that 15-minute candle ended up closing like that. Bottom wick form coming up into that area. Everything had to do with this level right here. If we were to close above or hold it as support, I'm not going to be staying in that trade. So again, what we ended up doing right here is if you take a look, we created this low, pulled back, closed like a doji candle, but we closed a bullish candle right here, and then that candle rejected, closing the doji below that level again, right? Then we get that retest, that bearish candle closing, and then this bearish candle closing as well. But right over there, that's where I was starting to be like, okay, we keep rejecting this area. And then once we got that bullish candle close right there, holding that support again, right? It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. What I wanted it to do was give me this push right here, right? A nice impulsive move and continue right back down from here, at least coming into here or filling this wick, right? But it didn't do that. So I gave it one more shot to retest this area and continue down. And the fact that it couldn't do that and break through that area and hold support right there, I closed the full thing minus 23 pips. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay.
Stephanos, I have a question.
Sure.
In Trello, your access in your journal 2022, I cannot enter to see your to replicate your strategy to learn for the news before.
Okay.
What I can to be.
Let me give you access.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So it's public right now. You should be able to have access to it.
No, I see before now. I try another time to.
Create a link.
Resend. Yeah.
Let me see if I could do this.
I see recent live trading journal 2023 and SFX Trading Group. That's it for recent for space.
Oh, the group Trello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go over that on your Zoom when you're done with the course. I'll teach you about that. But
Okay.
see if that link works.
Okay, 1 minute to see. Okay, I'm ready now.
I think the best one for you guys to study right now would be categorized trades. 1 second. Let me see if I can.
Get him, Stephanos. How goes Stephanos?
This one. You guys should be studying this one because I have all later analysis on these the latest later analysis on all of these. Okay, so like what you want to do is read through this, and I'll even have newer screenshots, an update of my study on these trades. Also, I have like a grading system for these trades as well. So this one I took based on the 15-minute time frame. It was a counter trend trade and it was a breakout, and I rated it a B. I either rated A, B, or C, and then an F if that's a trade I would never take again. Make sense? So if you guys are going through these again, like if I'm looking at the next one was a 30-minute trade, 30-minute setup, break and retest, and also a breakout, and I also rated it a B. And then I have my typical thing, but again, I have my later analysis over here so that you guys could read through that. And they're also all categorized through what I would consider a good win. And I got about 150 something in good wins over here. Then I have bad wins, trades that I won the trade, but I wouldn't take that trade again. It wasn't according to my rules. Then you got good losses, right? Trades that I lost, but I stuck to my plan. So you'll have those. Then you got bad losses, not sticking to your plan and losing the trade. Analyze good wins, trades that like I was back testing, or a trade that I should have taken or anything like that, and it was a good trade. And then also analyzed experimental setups, like newer setups that maybe I could take down the road. And then also I have swings and then news. All right, so I have pretty much all of 21 and 2022 in here, so that you guys could read through that and go through all of them. So if you guys like your main goals right now, if you guys don't have a lot of journal trades that like you guys can go back and review, kind of like what I have here, what you want to do is accumulate as many as you possibly can through back testing and the live market. Go back like a few weeks ago on Trading View or anything like that, start screenshotting all the trades that you would have taken, write down, journal it as if you want to take it down the road, study it, and then create a card for that and title it like an analyzed trade, right? And accumulate those so that you can review like 10 trades a day. But if you can't do that right now, accumulate the trades, spend some time doing that. But if you need to study 10 trades per day, go into here. You guys go into here, you'll be able to study this one. Okay? Aziz, you get that?
Entre lo hay there.
Couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
You did, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at US 30 here, we ended up getting the fake out, right? So you never held support right in this area. That's why we were waiting. Remember I was telling you guys about this wick right here? Watch it create that top wick, flip bearish, and then come into here to hold support and then possibly continue up. But it never did that. We got a nice fake out. We're getting a some negative sentiment coming out of the US right now on the Dow to start the day, right? Waiting for retail sales to come out. So when it comes to retail sales and us trading US 30 here, we just got this fake out right here on the 4-hour. So is the 4-hour going to close below this area or break below here? Get a fairly clean move coming down into here. But it's a little choppy as we get down the time frames. Yeah, you see that? So maybe you got something coming into here to fill that wick. Wait for like a nice close below that area, that current support. 30-minute. Yeah, I think I'd want to see a close below that area to continue right back down. Little choppy. All right. It's taking a nice dive right now. GJ 30-minute ended up closing bearish right over here, pushing into that area and closing bearish like we were talking about over here, right? But again, we rejected this area once again. And as you can see, we're starting to create like a higher low. This candle currently is bullish, but not doing anything yet. It could very well reject that area and continue down. But what I'm saying is these candles right here tell me that we're kind of rejecting that area, and we may end up coming back up into this area before maybe continuing right back down. I don't know. There's something about these candles that screams, don't trade in there, obviously, but also that we may not be selling just yet. We may not get that close below and continue down just yet. See the 15-minute. Yeah, see the 15-minute create a higher low and pass the high. It did reject that area. But again, you need a clean close below this area before continuing down, below 160,900. Quinn, what's up, buddy? Talk to me.
Nothing much.
The much. Oh, dude, did you see that like comet go over for France?
A comment?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I was sleeping, I guess.
Must have, yeah. Let me see.
During the night?
Yeah, that was
No, I
like 2
didn't
days
see
ago.
that.
Anybody else see that? It was a meteor over France. Let me see if this is a good quality video. Where's Quinn? Where's Arzal?
Where's what?
Arzal, France.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know that name.
You don't know? Arzal? Trying to find a good quality video.
But right, I have a French paper on it, and it's like in the north of France.
Oh yeah.
Between Sunday and Monday during the night, 4 a.m.
Okay. It was England as well.
Yeah, it's like it says in the north in the region like that close to the sea that separates England from France.
English Channel. Seaford, England. Yeah, look at that. That's wild.
That was a UFO.
They've been saying that about these balloons.
Yeah, I've seen a few tweets.
What is the UFO?
Yeah, I don't know. I follow like I don't know if you know him, like Torre Corson.
Who?
Torre Corson is a crypto guy.
Yeah, I remember Tori.
Yeah, and so he was tweeting about it and saying like yeah, the government put your mind onto vaccines for sometimes, and now it's it's time to talk about UFO to put your attention on something so they can do whatever they want.
There's not much that I disagree with that, with the government distracting you, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if they benefit with the UFOs.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, we've gone through a hell of a 3 years, huh?
Uh,
It's been crazy. So now we wait for retail sales.
Yep.
You got any plans this weekend, Quentin? Any operas?
My mom, she wanted to offer my dad for Valentine's a lunch on the how do you call that on the river that's in the middle of Paris on a boat,
Okay.
and she wanted us to my sister and I to come with them.
Is that what you did? Or is that this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend on
Oh,
Sunday,
nice.
Sunday lunch, supposedly. So yeah, on a boat on the Seine, the river
Okay.
in Paris.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, should be fun.
There you go. They didn't do anything yesterday?
No, no, no. I just worked a bunch.
No, I was saying your parents, like, did they do anything for Valentine's Day yesterday?
I don't. Oh yeah, there was Paris against Bayern München. Like German team. There was it was the Champions League
Okay.
in football. So my dad was watching it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a big game. We lost, unfortunately.
Was he pissed?
You've lost three in
Yeah.
a row now. No,
What's up?
Sorry.
so PSG have lost three in a row now.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, the two previous were very bad games. Yesterday was a little better, but we'll see. Yeah, they're going through hard times right now.
And Messi and Neymar both going to leave.
Yeah, Mbappe was not. He only played I think 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
He was injured too.
Oh, Mbappe was injured.
Yeah,
No, that makes a difference.
yeah. He only played towards the end of the game, and there were I think there were two goals that were refused for what do you call the
Oh, the offside. Yeah, I see Mbappe's one.
yeah. So it was refused because one of the players was too much. I don't know the name of the rule in English.
Yeah, nah, see, I think you guys are pretty beaten second leg.
Yeah. Yeah, offside. Is it offside the rule?
Yeah, that's
No.
offside, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there was an offside, so the goal was refused.
Just talking
We'll
about
see next game.
it's
We
getting
don't watch,
into it with
don't watch
soccer.
American sports here, huh?
Yeah,
Is
soccer.
it getting into it with soccer?
Best sport in the world, no?
Sammy's not here,
Here we go.
is he?
Best sport in the world, I
What
heard.
about Formula One? Any Formula One fans?
I think it's sick. I never got into it, but I think Formula One's pretty awesome. I would like to get into it.
My dad loved it.
Yeah, I don't know about best sport in the
Yeah.
world, but I do. I think soccer definitely is exciting, or football as you guys call it. But which to be honest with you, it does make sense for it to be called football instead of our game. But I think our game's a little bit more fun to watch. Silence.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
might be more fun to watch, but it's
You
more
don't like people
beautiful
hitting each other?
to watch soccer.
You don't like
Yeah, we
watching
got
people
rugby
lay
for
each
that.
other out? What's up?
Yeah, we got rugby for that
Yeah, rugby's sick.
with no padding. Bit, yeah,
You can't
bit
hit as
better.
hard. Like you're not
Yeah, you
hearing
can.
the clash, like someone just like running into each other. Like that's. I mean, I wish you guys could experience
Rugby,
it. What's up?
you don't have the rights to hit someone that doesn't have the ball.
In rugby.
That's the big difference. Yeah, in rugby, you can't hit someone that doesn't have the ball in hand.
Okay.
That's a big difference
Yes.
with
With
American
football, all 11 are hitting each other every single play.
Yeah.
At the same time. And
You'd,
again, I don't think there's any better sports. I'm not trying to like start a whole thing. I just I just find it more entertaining. I don't know. Maybe because I grew up with it.
you might enjoy the Irish sport of Gaelic football.
Oh yeah, and what is that?
It's just it's a mixture of football and like rugby. It's a bit messed up.
Okay, it's similar to our football.
Uh, no, no. It's similar. It's like football, but you use your hands.
Okay,
But it's physical. Like it's a dirty sport.
is it a mix of soccer and football and rugby?
Mm, I wouldn't know how to explain it best.
Okay.
I know in New York they play it because obviously New York's got a lot of Irish people, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yes,
quite
they
big.
are. Always has been. So it's always been English, Irish, from the beginning. I would say Irish, German, French, definitely French, Italian, Greek, Russian. And now, I mean, New York's a melting pot. It's got every Chinese, you know, so, Middle East. It's got everyone. Melting pot.
Stefanos, I have a question.
Sure.
Which probability is the best setup today? What do you think, GG or USD?
So
Gold.
I'm thinking GJ. But now that I'm seeing that fake out on US 30 might end up setting up kind of nice, but the higher time frames, as you can see, we're pulling back into that range again. So what I'm doing right here, as you guys were talking, I'm just journaling, getting all the higher time frames and creating a card on Trello before the news comes out. We got 5 more minutes left. Best setup for the day for me, I think, is GJ. Okay. Oh, you sent a direct message.
Yeah, me too. I am think GG is more safety and you have more probability to win today if you. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, let's we're gonna go over them real quick once I'm done with this. Yeah, I think if we get that close below 33,930 on US 30, I think price could continue down, especially if we have bad retail sales. Again, I think a lot of this data is coming back to normal as far as the reaction in the markets. And you know, if we get bad retail sales, you know, it's gonna hurt the Dow. And they're kind of, it looks like they're kind of pricing it in and expecting it and continuing that bearish move from yesterday. By the way, Dylan, you watched the Super Bowl?
Of course I did. Who did you want to win before the game started?
Oh, Kansas City. I
Yeah,
don't like
me
Philly.
too. Dude, everyone in my family was voting for the Eagles.
Oh, come on. I mean, they played really well. I think
I
Jalen Hurts
knew
played really well, but
I knew Kansas City was going to win that game.
that's good. Yeah, yeah. I love Patrick Mahomes. He won me my league this year.
Yeah.
So he-
That game was sick, dude, but also
was
at
a
the
great
same
game.
time, I think it was like tarnished. The field was garbage.
Oh yeah.
Like there was a lot of just players just falling down. I don't really want to get into it right now, actually.
I agree with it. I think
But
Sammy was watching it. I don't think Sammy's in here today, but he was saying that it was on at like midnight in the UK.
damn.
I think he was watching a little bit of it. Dude, that national anthem was awesome,
Yeah, that was really
right?
good.
Holy shit, that got my energy up.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's so good. I think Whitney Houston was the best back in like 91, but
Yeah, that's a performance that'll never die.
oh my god, so good. So effortless. All right, so we were talking about the best setups for the day. I mean, GJ's iffy. Like I said, if we get that close below here, we got that clean move to the left. But at the same time, we've been so bullish right over here for the last couple of days here, right? Creating higher lows, higher highs, and we'd be trading against the trend. But at the same time, every time we tap into this resistance up here around 162, we end up getting this bearish movement. We zoom out over here. You get that whole move right over here, continuing down over here. Every time that we tap into this whole area, right? So, you know, that's what you got to pay attention to, obviously. But I don't think we got any safe sells until we start to break this support right here. But if we do break that support and we continue through that area, I do want to see 160, 200 get tapped into. Like this whole area right here, I would say 160 price is going to want to retest and come into. Make sense? But again, we are holding this resistance, but we do keep rejecting this area. We're really just kind of consolidating. I think it's going to break out with retail sales, but let's see what we end up getting. But what I was doing here with my journal, you guys should all be doing, is just kind of getting your higher time frames lined up and everything ready so that when you're ready to take a trade, you got everything pretty much marked off here. Let me just take a 15-minute on the US 30. Again, if you break 33,932, you got a clean move to the left. And that'll come with bad retail numbers. You have 5 screenshots left. All right, it is 8:30. Anybody have the number? All right, there we go. We're breaking down over here. Breaking that support. Gold is starting to break down. Again, you're waiting for the reaction to the news. So wait for a couple candles to close here before you jump into anything. So they're expecting a jump over here. Okay. Wow. Retail sales are up. Empire State Manufacturing. Now, the only reason, I mean, I think maybe we're just kind of grabbing liquidity over here before maybe continuing up from that. But the only reason why we'd be going down right now is because people are looking at this and diagnosing this as, okay, our economy is good, like too good right now. People are still spending money and the Fed needs to continue to decrease demand by increasing the rates, the interest rates with the central bank. Right. So if that's the case, that's the only reason I could see US 30 coming down over here, because it's anticipating the Fed to continue to increase rates. Right. So, but again, the other way around, this thing should maybe possibly be grabbing liquidity and continuing right back up from here. Right? See how we're holding support right there? So I want to see what we end up doing. GJ is still kind of consolidating in here. That was some really good data. Right over here, 2.3%, much higher than expected and previous. Empire State was higher, right? Still in the negative, but higher. And then retail sales, regular retail sales were up at 3% month over month from January or from December. All right, so gold again, it could very well be like December's retail sales where we actually just end up consolidating, but you need price to break out of this area on either side, and you got a clean move to the left to be taking it. But remember, you're going to get more of a regular reaction to the news kind of a move today if you're going to get anything, because you're not going to see that big of a crazy move and then price just continues in that direction, or a huge rejection or anything like that. From what we've seen in the last like 5 months, is it just doesn't give you that big of a move. So just wait for some candles to close here. Let's see if we could close below 930 right in here. But this is a typical fake out right here. Right? Nice fake out. A lot of times price ends up retesting the previous area. You get rid of this. Previous support. And a lot of times, 60 to 70% chance that it breaks through that support and continues down. Now, the only thing I'd be wondering about is the fact that that candle came into this previous support over here and tapped off. Could that be our support? The price really holds, GJ's still kind of ranging in here. Here we go. I mean, if we can close below here on gold, I think gold might be the best. I think gold might give us the best chance to possibly take this continuation sell if we get a strong 30-minute close here. Yeah. Here we go. See what's breaking down here.
EJ played out how you called it as well.
What, it continued up?
Yeah, it's flying at the moment. It's at 43.25.
Hold on 1 second. Wow, look at that. Damn, Jamie stopped trading this too. Yeah, look at that, man.
Damn.
I was saying the 30-minute candle right here. This 30-minute candle is my my cue. Stop loss below it to retest that high, and then but keep in mind you have a beautiful move to the left on EJ, right? Clean candle right there, right? Just keep in mind you got this price action that price could be coming into and kind of exhausting from. Right? And that's pretty much right where price is tapping into right now. But again, keep in mind that the move immediately through that on the left is clean. It's a nice clean move. So at the same time, we could push right through this level. It's just like I could see this getting exhausted right here, maybe pulling back into here, holding support, and then continuing up. And then that's also a psychological level, 143, 300. Make sense?
Yeah.
So GJ, like I said, I had a good feeling that we were getting a little, exhausted right in this area. And price could possibly be coming up. Now, that doesn't mean GJ's a buy and going to continue up here, but it could get a deeper pullback and then continue right back down. Maybe we get a fake out right here and you can capitalize on the fake out later today and continue down from here. Gold is kind of bouncing off that area. Got to be careful. We've rejected that area multiple times here. US 30 is holding that support. You see the dollar's reaction. The dollar's continuing up over here. All right, dollar's kind of breaking that minor trend that we've been in. Yeah, right over here. Right, we've been following that trend, giving us lower highs over here, and now we're starting to break through that with that good data that just came out. So if the dollar right here can hold support right in this area, right, and continue to drive up, we'll see gold continue down. What's up?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Aziz, how you making out, buddy?
Yeah, I short gold, but it's about small size. After
You're
I add more size.
You're in gold right now?
Yeah, I short small size. Small size.
Okay.
After I add another size.
Where's your stop loss?
Stop loss in stop loss 1838.15. Fuck.
1838.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so it's above that resistance.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I take small size to test. You test a little bit because
Sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that close here on the 5-minute. I'm just gonna wait for my setup. I'm gonna wait for a nice close below that area. But I do like your stop loss placement. Nice and safe up here. Trying to anticipate. Where's your take profit?
My profit I put 1820.39. 1820.39.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna take a screenshot right now. Give myself the data for future reference. Charlie, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm well, thank you. I've been journaling this GJ cell since about 11:30 this morning. It hasn't manifested yet, but I've got lots of pictures and
You're saying like you're basically just like getting ready for it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've been taking pictures and putting the analysis in. So
Did anybody take GJ cells or anything this morning?
Me, I sell GG and I kick out after. The small size, I put small size to test.
Okay.
So on Trader as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's take a look at that, Lem. Okay, so great detail. Great detail. Going lower high. Okay, so we're getting that bearish push. Oh, you took a sell at the bottom, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I see what you're doing. Just understand that a move like this is very overextended, right? And the stop loss you could argue is pretty safe up here, but at the same time, like you see how strong that candle is?
Mhm.
This candle is pretty strong too, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting a lot smaller and you're coming into this whole area. Right? That previous resistance, support on that area. Like you could get a bounce off that area at any point. Right? So like it's better off kind of waiting for that pullback. But let me see. Because again, I don't blame you for taking something like that. But you see how like we passed the low and now we're starting to flip bullish here. Then you get that consolidation and then bearish pressure. Yeah. 30-minute close of doji. Great screenshots. Thank you. So you closed half. So that's probably where I would have closed the full thing. Now, did you take this re-entry?
No, it was
Potential
on the 15
re-entry.
minutes.
This price did not break above the high. Okay. I love your journal. By the way, Len. It's a little iffy. It did retest the low over here where you got that pullback. So you would just have to sit in the drawdown if that's what you're comfortable doing. I think you are because you have your stop loss all the way up here. But you gotta weigh the risk to reward to find if like it's worth having a stop loss that big. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like your 1-to-1 would
18,
have to retest that low.
yeah,
You know, and how many pips is this? Actually, that's
20, I think.
what's up?
I think it was about 20 pips.
20 pips? Yeah, it's not that bad. You typically want anywhere between 10 to 15 pip range or stop loss. Right? But I'm glad you didn't re-enter that one and just kind of sat back and watched it because it was iffy price action here. But I do like that close with a stop loss above it. I actually don't mind that at all to retest this low right here, especially after this impulsive move. Yeah, we're not getting anything. See now, Aziz, this trade
I
right
kick
here.
out. I kick out. I close. I kick out. Look,
Okay, this trade right here. This is kind of why we always talk about like waiting for closes below. And what you were talking about yesterday is like you find that gold pushes through ranges and just goes. It never retests, right? Now that's a dangerous way of thinking. I understand your thinking because like gold does like to push out and break out and then all of a sudden it continues up, but at least wait for that close, right? Like if it closes like all the way down here, right? If this candle came all the way down here and closed all the way here, so be it. Whatever, right? But majority of the time, it'll only close right here, right? And then what you could do is wait for the top wick to form and then take that move right there. But at least you're waiting, and then also you got a tighter stop loss. So I don't like to. One thing.
I
Wait,
agree.
hold on 1 second. 1 second, Aziz. I don't like to kind of, I don't know, ruin the energy of your trade. That's why I'm not saying anything like during it when you announce that you took it. But at the same time, like that's why I wanted to be able to explain to you after. Like it's better to just wait for that close below before taking that. Does that make sense?
I am agree. But me, just I have I speculate for the news. The news is good. The gold is down. So he don't give me the time to retest. I take small size. After I see is now broke the support, I kick out.
Good.
You know the
You managed risk.
I'm managerial. Like I lose 20 bucks for that's it. After I know now I must to see take a time now.
Mm.
Keep I speculate for news, but I know is bad. My decision, I can win 50-50. He's
That's
50-50.
like you telling me all this is great because like now this is how I'll be able to help you moving forward. Like I'm not gonna be able to help you right away, but I'm learning how you look at the market. I'm learning some of your impatient tendencies, which is okay. We'll be able to fix that if you work with me and actually put the work in to get it done. But you guys being able to tell me what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, and all that stuff. That's where we're able to come up with a trading plan that makes sense for you and how you look at the market, right?
Me, Stefanos, if today you don't have a news in my hand, it must to buy because it's consolidation. Because he go down a lot. Why I send you a picture for Fibonacci. Normally the price to be in 50 Fibonacci. He don't make, if he elastic, I don't know elastic things. When he go down fast, he must to return in 50 in Fibonacci. But the news, when it is green, I like to speculate for he go down more.
Okay.
This my, but now I see. But me, if the news he don't affect go down, he go up. He make a Fibonacci retracement to go
So
in 50.
one thing that's going to help you massively moving forward, and one thing I've already noticed, and this isn't just you, this is a lot of different people, but you tend to trade what you think, right?
I must to watch the break of resistance to break after I buy.
Okay.
But me, 90% when you have a setup like that, yesterday he go down a lot, you mean to be retracement Fibonacci. Donc I know 90% is the price to react and he go up.
Yeah, but at the
Why?
same time, you don't see it yet, right? So you want to be able to
Is-
trade what you see. Hold on one second. You want to be able to trade what you see, not what you think, right? This is how you want to trade. Wait for the candles to close, right? Don't trade what you think. Like, okay, price is pushing down over here a few minutes ago, right? Pushing down, pushing down. I think price is going to drop, right? That's
Yeah.
okay. You think that's going to happen, but you're not going to act on it. Just like you're not going to act on FOMO. You're going to trade what you see. I see a candle closing below, or I see price rejecting that area, so now I'm not going to lose my money. Right? So like
Yeah.
you just wait for what you see and you're not getting so much FOMO over missing a move just because it's breaking through an area. Just wait for it to close below.
Exactly. This my mistake is no patience. And speculate for the news is green is the down. Donc he don't give me a time to retest. But I take small size and after I kick out very quick.
It's good that you manage risk. That's
Manage
one
risk, but
positive that you need to focus on. But when it comes to trading, like unless you get that under control, that patience and the fact that like you need to trade what you see and not what you think, and you stop speculating so much, until you do that, you're gonna be just going in circles your entire career and wondering what you're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? And again, this isn't just you. This is any trader that is more so on the fearful side of missing moves and all that stuff, and they're more greedy of a trader in lack of a better term. But with those types of traders, you're just gonna keep going in circles where you'll make a couple nice moves and then all of a sudden you blow all those profits, not waiting for a candle to close. And then all of a sudden you lose all your confidence, and then you build it back up again by doing the same exact thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get hit again. And then again and again and again. Like that's how your entire career will be until you quit.
exactly, yeah.
But again, it's just trading what you see will save you so much money. It'll save you so much confidence and everything when it comes, and so much time, which is most valuable. Because you guys could spend 3 weeks building an account, and then one decision blows that all 3 weeks of that that growth
Exactly.
just by speculating, just by doing that. And we're not getting much of a move at all. Again, you want to wait for closes above or below these ranges here. US 30 is giving us a nice liquidity grab, like I told you guys, right? And now if we could close above, I mean, maybe if we do that, you do have the clean move coming up. Now I do love this candle right here. Liquidity grab, tapping into this area right here. Which, I mean, you could really put this down here if you wanted to. Yeah, I guess I would do that. It's difficult when price is rangy like this. It's difficult to figure out what the correct zones are. For the most part, we do it, and we do a pretty good job with it. But when it's consolidating like this, very difficult to predict where price is probably going to go based on the levels, right? So what we can see right here is prices bouncing off that level. So before that ended up happening, right, we had our support here because that's our most recent support, right? But now that we see prices reacting off that level, now we can adjust. And that's going to be big for you guys moving forward as, you know, throughout your careers and how to mark up charts. And that's why we do our markups when we have consolidating markets, but no one's been volunteering. But anyway, if we break above this level, love this liquidity grab. Love that liquidity grab. I would love if this candle closed a strong bullish candle. The next one creates a bottom wick, flips bullish, closes like that. I could see the next one creating a bottom wick and continuing right back up with a clean move to the left. But I mean, typically if we get a close like this, right? What I would want to see is that typical break and retest. I want to see price holding this support because I've seen it too much where price will close above, fake out, and then continue to consolidate in here. So I would make sure that this area holds that support, and then you can ride this thing up. Plenty of pips to take too. 120 points. Wow. Jack, you there? Jack?
Yeah.
Awesome. Look at that
Also
rejection.
gold now. The gold is you see the gold now, please.
Yeah, we'll take a look in 1 second. Jack, do you see this rejection right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that level that we talked about before. So you just want to make sure price closes above this resistance.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm out of the trade now, so I'm just keeping it there, watching it, just like you
Okay.
said, just to remember in case
Awesome.
something happens in the future.
Yep. Now, Aziz, we were talking about like handling emotions, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to do is stay cool, calm, and collected. When we see price moving or we see price breaking out or anything like that, you just take a step back, stay calm, and wait and check out the time. That's one thing
Yes.
we're going to be going over when we form your trading plan is a checklist and finding what we need to check before entering a trade. So one of those things is checking the time. Now we are 6 minutes away from a 4-hour close. So if we go up to the 4-hour here, we're going to see this 4-hour candle closing bullish, right? And most likely it's going to probably close somewhere around here, which means if it does, that means the 1 hour, it's closing above resistance. 30-minute, it's closing above resistance. And remember what we talked about before and how before I think I had that resistance right there. We looked at the 15 and it moved to here. And then we had the 30-minute. And I said, what you would want to see is a clean close above this level, clear through the wicks, right? So if we get a close right here, which will be perfect in the next 5 minutes, right? We can get that bottom wick rejection, price flips bullish, and we can continue this up, right? If the 4-hour ends up closing bullish like that, next one creates a bottom wick, past the high of that one, and continues up. Now, again, only look for a 1-to-1 on that. I wouldn't be trying to, you know, I would, if you want to hold a runner, you can, but it would only be 10% of my full trade. I'd be
No, I wait.
90%. Good.
I wait to test.
Remember, cool, calm, collected. If you guys find yourself being more emotional in the markets, get a Post-it note, right? And just write cool, calm, and collected and put it right next to your table, you know, right next to your computer. Also, I've had this Post-it note since the beginning of my trading. This has been on my desk for years. Emotional or logical? And I ask myself that question every single time it's right next to my magic keys actually. So every time I click the chart or, you know, I'm ready to take a trade, I naturally have to look at that Post-it note. Am I taking an emotional trade or a logical trade? Am I thinking about this? Is everything lining up, or is it just like I want to make this money right now? I don't want to miss this move. All those lizard brain kind of thought processes that are going through your mind, you kind of kick them out. You wanna be
Steph,
make smart decisions. What's up, man?
I'm looking at a level on the 4 hour on gold. Is I think it's 1835 500.
1835 500. Okay.
And I've just scrolled like a bit previously, and the last time we were at that level, we bounced.
Oh yeah.
Quite.
Great call, man. Yeah, we ended up holding support right there, holding like a higher low, and then catapulted up.
Yeah.
Now, what was this? Friday, January 6th. Lim, great job, by the way, on that journal. That's how you guys should be journaling your trades, right? All this description, what you're thinking, the psychology behind it, and then all these screenshots. That's what you guys want to be doing. I know it's tedious. I know it's annoying, but I guarantee you, you will be much better of a trader once you start taking it seriously like that. Lim, I'm sure you're already feeling the confidence, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. It was NFP, January 6th, that Friday. All right, so that just catapulted us up. Wow, look at this. We're not getting that close. Gold might be a no trade day for us. We'll see. Which is no fun, but is what it is. US 30 is just sitting in this consolidation as well. And then gold, GJ, is also just kind of playing around this area. But I do like the fact that we pulled back. This is what I said, right? I could see us pulling back into this area and then continuing down. Now we're doing it even quicker than I thought, right? But again, wait for this close below. Hopefully in the next 2 minutes, this 1 hour candle can flip bearish fully and close below this support. And if so, next candle creates its side wick, passes the low of it, and we can continue down. But it all depends on how candles close. Yeah, wow.
Tricky day for a gold today.
Oh yeah.
I don't touch gold.
There you
GG,
go.
that's it. That's
There you
it.
go. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, if you took a loss already and you managed it well, which it sounds like, so that's good. But at the same time, like,
Yeah.
if you guys are either just starting out as traders or you have problems with emotions, then what you can do is just step away from the computer for like 20, 30 minutes. Just take a breather, have some coffee, whatever, drink some water, and then relax for a second, and then come back to the charts, and that's where you could start trading again. But then again, after that, you only have one more bullet. You got one more trade that you could be taking, unless you blew the 2% on that first trade. So keep that in mind. Again, US 30, we're sitting back into this range again, right? Kind of fake that area out. Could very well continue down, but we'll see. 4 hours not going to be closing for a while on that. All right, 9 o'clock. 1 hour candle just closed bearish on US 30. Bullish candle did grab liquidity, held support right there, but we're ranging in here. Disgusting. Now, GJ just faked out over here in the lower time frames, like the 5 minute, and then flipped bearish and closed bearish below that area. All right, I kind of like that. Look how the 1 hour just closed. Right? So can this candle create a healthy top wick and pass the low of that candle and potentially continue down? Yeah, the 4 hour candle just closed a strong bearish as well. Do you want to wait for a healthy top wick on this candle? Let me see. Is this something I'm going to want to take? Only problem is if we look at the 30 minute pretty much closed at that level, just slightly below it. Now, what I would like is the fact that this candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet. So if this candle is coming up into here and we start to see the retracement and it passes the low of that wick, I could see us continue down. and I would want a safe stop loss somewhere up here. Make sense?
Yes.
But wait for that to happen. I'm actually
Mhm.
gonna take a screenshot. Who else is looking at this right now?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
looking
looking at it.
to
Okay,
get in on the flip
Watching it for
because
sure.
there we go. Now we're getting discussion.
Yeah, I've been looking at shorts of GJ since last night, man. Like, I was looking at it during Asian session, and I almost pulled the trigger, but I never really traded Asian. But I
Okay.
was like, fuck.
I didn't even know you were in here. I'm sorry, Lewis. What's up,
No,
man?
it's all good. It's fine, bro.
30-minute close. This is good. It gives you guys an idea of the way I journal. Let's see the 15-minute flip and close. That's nice. See how that candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet? I'll get my keys ready. I don't know if I'm going to end up taking that. We'll see. Okay.
could you maybe use the previous 15 as stops instead of a current candle?
Up here?
No, the previous 15.
This is the 15.
Oh yeah, that one.
Okay. Do you have a different liquidity provider?
No, I just wasn't looking. I was in the 30-minute.
Oh, got it. Yeah, see how we're bouncing off this level pretty hard? Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to continue down, but we're at least holding that support. Every single time we tap into here, get that support right there. And honestly, we don't have that much volume today. So, I don't know how good this trade is going to be to push down, but we have been consolidating for a while now, right? If you look at the 30-minute, we've been consolidating in here since 5:30. And whenever you get these big consolidations like this, especially on the higher time frames, when price is in a range and bouncing back and forth multiple times, what do you normally get once we break out? Anyone know?
It's the flag, it is.
Not a flag, but like you get a huge
Yeah,
push.
you get a strong move.
Yeah, you get a
You
nice
must
strong
look-
move breaking out of that area. So maybe you could get that right here to continue down, but we're
That's
not
what
going
I'm
to force
thinking.
anything. That's what you're thinking, Quentin?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the main reasons I would be eager to take the trade because we've been consolidating so much and the move is clean. So
Not only that, but Quentin, what do we see on that last 30-minute candle?
yeah, that liquidity grab passing the high and it closing bearish, and the consolidation is pretty tight.
Yeah.
So that's also a factor that can help price break out strongly.
Yeah. Now,
Stefanos, I have a question.
sure.
In this case, GG is like the price is compressed. After when he break down, he go fly. You don't make tests because like champagne, you have a lot of things to see. But when the price is compressed, after he crash, the price in here to crash after he go down fast. In 9:30, I think 9:30 he don't react because the market is open. I think to be go fast. But me, I don't make nothing. Just what I see before.
I'm sorry,
You
Aziz,
agree. The price in here is my consolidation, but the consolidation, the price is behind. Is no big spread. The spread
you're
between
losing me.
stop. Yeah, and when after he cracked the price after he pushed fast to down.
Okay,
Because
you lost me on that. If you could type that up in the chat. Can you type that in the chat? I was having difficulty understanding what you were saying.
Okay, I write. Okay,
Thank
you. Okay, easy.
But what I wanted to say too here was this is what I was kind of talking about with dynamic risk. It's risky and it's also more advanced. But right over here, as this candle is starting to retrace, the fact that it doesn't have that bottom wick, as it's creating that top wick and it's starting to retrace over here, maybe enter 1/4% of what you plan on risking. Once that candle flips, enter another percentage. Once it passes the low, you can enter another percentage, right? But at that point, you're not in your full risk yet, so it's easier to manage that way. But right now, as you see, it's starting to flip bearish here. Let's go back, check our higher time frames again. Okay, 4 hours, creating that top wick, about to flip. Daily is very, very bearish. 1 hour candle is bearish as well. Let me actually take a screenshot of the 4 hour here. You guys ready to take this?
Yep, I'm getting on the flip.
See the 1 hour candle doesn't have that bottom wick. It's starting to flip. 30-minute, same exact thing. All our time frames are lining up here. But again, we gotta. The best thing to do is wait for this thing to flip and pass the low, and that's where you enter your risk. But
On my MT5, the previous candle is tapping into 160,700, but it's not on your trading view. It's got a wick tapping in
right into 700.
160,700, yeah.
I think mine's like that too. But
Around where the
at the same time, you still will have the 4 hour candle. Actually, the 4 hour candle, that's kind of weird too. My trading view is the same way. Let's see. Yeah, this 5 minutes just closed bullish at that area, holding support. Let's go back to our other. Yeah, gold is disgusting. Risk 30 got that bearish close, continuing down. I like the prospect of US 30 continuing down after that liquidity grab on the 15-minute and closing bearish right there. Top wick form, passing low of that candle and possibly continuing down. But again, you're still consolidating, so that's a little risky. But I could see at some point this wick getting filled and maybe price continuing down. Let me see the dollar again. Yeah, see the dollar, how the dollar is still pushing up over here, kind of breaking through this resistance. So we'll see if we end up rejecting that area. But gold should be continuing down if that continues up. Yeah, gold's just kind of consolidating. I'd stay clear out of this area, wait for a clean close below here. But GJ right now is really, I don't know if that's going to play out for us. Right, we're really just kind of pushing up, still breaking our own highs up here. Yeah. Bottom wick formed on the 5 minute past the high of that candle. So I'd probably stay out of GJ right now. Wait for a nice close below here. That'll be a better entry for you. Make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. With that being said, I'm probably going to call it a day unless 9:30 gives us some nice volume and we break out of these consolidations. In that case, I'll let you guys know. But for right now, I'm probably not going to trade. But I'll see you guys back testing at 1 p.m. Looking forward to that. We're almost at 10%. We're like, I think 0.5% away. So I will see you guys there and have a great day.
Great. Thanks very much, Steph. See you later.
Absolutely, guys.
Thank you.
Great job today, guys.
Bye.
See you, boys.